Please hear my verse, cause yeah, they said it, but I said it.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your girl Tony, back with some more Knowledge is Tea, aka YouTube Chronicles. So as y'all know, I did a few shows already, and I'm getting a little love, and I'm getting a lot of people that's whatever, but nonetheless, I'm gonna keep doing it, until I don't want to do it no more. So basically what I do is I just talk about everything that I see on YouTube that I feel is interesting and I want to discuss. It could be anything from hood movies to interesting facts or celebrity gossip or a TV show that I think is pretty popular or worth watching. So last time I did a video, I talked about a new season of Love After Lockup that's coming on, and for all who were not aware of what Love After Lockup was, it was a show about inmates who found love while incarcerated, and then they kind of follow their lives once they are let out. Well, it seems as if when they get let out, they end up going right back, because I think 3 or maybe 3 out of the 5 guys that were let out end up going right back. And when I say guys, I mean women included, because it's some women that was incarcerated that found love, and there were some men that were incarcerated that found love. Well, they had the season premiere, as I told you. The season premiere, I believe, was yesterday, and I told you guys to binge watch season 1 and 2 so you can be up on season 3. Well, it did not disappoint. You can tell it's going to get juicy. It's going to be messy. And I like messy when it doesn't pertain to me, of course. I like watching it. So I didn't get a chance to watch it yesterday, but I did just get caught up on it today. And so after I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, let me see, what they had to say about this show, what they had to say about this episode. So I'm all on YouTube looking for recap reviews of the show. Well, I didn't really find, any recap. I mean, they did this show at 14 hours ago, but usually, these YouTubers be right on it with the recaps of the shows. But then as I'm searching for YouTubers to watch to get the recap, I was like, hell, that's what I'm doing now. I can recap my own damn show. I can do my own recap of the show. So normally I talk about various things, but I'm just going to focus on this show. So, because it's interesting, or at least to me, and I'm pretty sure if I find it interesting, one person out there is going to be like, girl, what's the tea? What happened? So maybe I want to go binge watch the show. So anyway, let's get into this Knowledge is Tea. So as I said, the show follows inmates, and one of the inmates in particular I really focus on a lot was Sarah, Megan, and Michael. Michael being the inmate, and Michael is also from Flint. So Flint gets quite a bit of a shout out, in the season 3 opener, because he's being let out of jail, and they're going to, go to Flint to pick him up or whatever. So they came here to pick him up. So I wish I would have known. I would have probably tried to do a drive-by or something to see what was the tea. But anyway, so as I was saying, the show follows 5 couples, and the couples are Sarah, Megan, and Mike. That's that love triangle. Then there's Tracy and Clint, and then there's Lizzie and Scott, and then there's Marcelo and Brittany, and then there's Andrea and Lamar. So I'm just going to touch base on each one of them super quick, we'll see how that goes, because I digress sometimes, and whatever, you guys are still follow and understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to start off with Tracy and Clint. Man, so Tracy is a crackhead. Let me just put that on out there. Tracy is a crackhead because she got out of jail. He married her within 24 hours, and 48 hours she had stole his rental and went to go get some more drugs. And then a week later, she was back in jail because she got caught stealing, robbing, or whatever she went back to jail for, but she had returned to the life of crack, like instantaneously. And after he had just waited for like 2 years for her to get out, and I don't know, it was just a mess. But anyway, she went back to jail, and when she got back out the second time, he was there for her. And Clint is like, he's like a kid almost. You could tell he ain't all there. So he's just happy that he then found somebody to love, looks like, because this girl stole his whole rental car. He owed $20,000 to the rental car company. And you mean to tell me you talking about I'm going to give her another chance, and this girl done stole a whole vehicle? And then when she gets out, she promises, not to go back to that life. But then come to find out, well, I don't know. She may be on a straight and narrow, but she wants to meet his mother, because she knows it's important to meet the mom. But the mom don't want no parts of her, because she know how she did her son. She did her son real super dirty, and so she was like, I'm not interested in meeting that crackhead chick of yours. But he was like, Mama, just give her a chance. Everybody deserves second chances. And so, but even though he knows how her mama feels, he really don't want to bring his wife, because they did get married in season 2. He didn't want to bring even though the marriage didn't last 6 hours, but nonetheless, it's his legal wife. He didn't. He knew how the mother felt, so he didn't want to, bring her to meet his mom. And she was like, "You mean to tell me you don't want me to meet your mom? All your other girlfriends met your mom. Why I can't meet your damn mom?" He said, "Well, all my other damn girlfriends done steal my damn car and go get some crack with it." And she was like, "What?" Well, I guess you got a goddamn point. Yes, he got a goddamn point. Yeah, that's why you can't beat my mom. My mom know you on some shit. But anyway, so so they're gonna be following Tracy and Clint. So we'll see how that works out. And then there's Michael, Sarah, and Megan. Well, it was Sarah, the wife, that's pregnant. She is so when the season 3 comes back on, she's 9 months pregnant. Well, Megan, the side chick, she was the virgin side chick. You remember I told you she was the virgin side chick. Well, she didn't, I guess, even though she found out he was married, she said that, she couldn't just, let it go like that. She invested 2 years into the relationship, and she wasn't willing to just fall by the wayside. And apparently she's still believing his lies, because he's telling her that, he wants a divorce. He was only with her for the children, for the child that they had, and that he wanted to be with her. But Mike from Flint is still up to his same old games, because he's telling Sarah the same thing. He's telling Sarah that he's done with Megan and that he loved her, and he wants her to continue to hold him down. And so both of them are thinking it's over between the other. Sarah thinks he done stopped fucking with Megan. Megan thinks he done stopped fucking with Sarah, and he's still, as per usual, stringing them both along. It's so typical, but it's so messy, because it's like, girl, you still talking to that Negro. But then, she did lose her virginity to him. So I guess we all knew she wasn't going to just be done with him. Like, she was going to still hold on to that little ounce of string of hope that, he gave her in them 2 years that he was incarcerated. And look at him right back in there. And so she's gonna so during the show, the Sarah, the wife, she couldn't drive to Flint from New York. I guess that's where she is, because she's 9 months pregnant, so she couldn't go. So his mother and his little sister was to pick him up. But Megan was like, I want some answers. So she decided to fly to Flint and also be there to pick him up from when he gets released from jail or whatever here in Flint. And so when the mother and the sister pulls up, they see that she's out there, waiting for him to get out as well. And they're like, oh shit, here we go. So, because apparently there was, after season 2, there was all this kind of social media beef. I don't know where I was, but I guess I wasn't watching YouTube, at that time, or wasn't on Instagram enough to see the beef that went down between him, I mean, not him, but between Megan, Sarah, and now the little sister. And the little sister actually sided with Sarah, the wife, and it caused it so Megan went in on his little sister because of it. So she tried to talk to the little sister and ask her what her problem was, and he was like, the little sister was like, he got a whole wife. I'm not going to make the wife look crazy by fucking with you. So stop talking to me. Like, why are you still here? Why are you still around? You claim you didn't know he was married, but now you know he married and you still choose to fuck with him. So what did that say about you? What does it say? It says she still want her some Mikey Mike. You know, he put it on her. But nonetheless, moving on. So we're gonna see what happens when he gets out, and you know, and what goes on from there. And it shows, you know, how they show what happens on the next episodes to come. Of course, Sarah finds out that she went to that she was there to pick him up, and the wife finds this out, and so it's just going to be a whole nother mess because they know she knows now that he still messes with Megan. So that's that. And then there's Lizzie and Scott. Lizzie is my idol. No, she's not my idol, but this girl was able to get hundreds and thousands of dollars from men while in prison. She was in prison for 10 years. Prior to prison, she was a stripper and, you know, a hustler or whatever the case may be. But she was able to get hundreds and like $800,000. I don't know. Like she was able to get a lot of money out of a lot of men. And particularly, she was able to get $100,000 out of Scott. He supplied her drug habit while in prison for those, well, not for the whole 10 years, because he didn't start talking to her till like 3 or 4 years, her last 3 or 4 years in there. But yeah, he self-admitted to giving her overnight. Well, season 2, he said 90,000. Season 3, he found $10,000 from somewhere, because he said $100,000 in season 3 that he spent on her. He may have dropped another 10 once she got out, but he didn't have money like that. So he said he's over $50,000 in debt because of Lizzie. But my thing is, man, Lizzie was able to get over, I can't even get $90 out of nigga. Shit, $9, like anything, some gas money, a tip or something. Shit, a burger, I can't even get shit. And she was able to get that amount of money, and he ain't even pinched the bitch. He ain't even smelt it. Because she said, oh, she's changing her life and she's giving her life over to God, and she don't want to have sex until married. Oh, you don't want to have sex until married, but you done took all my damn money, and now I can't even sniff it? And you're okay with it, Scott? Anyway, so it's crazy. And then there's Marcelo and Brittany, and then there's Andrea and Lamar. Though I ain't even gonna get off into them, but you guys have to check this show out. It is crazy. But until next time, knowledge is tea.